Another question that person asked was, if he cheated, what you doing? If he cheated, what am I doing? If my boyfriend cheats on me, if anybody cheats on me, I want you to know that I am not the girl who's going to slash your tires. I am the girl who will get a recording of you guys at the park. Hey y'all, what's poppin'? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Adonia, and if you have been here before, thank you for watching and coming back. Make sure you guys are liked and make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be answering a bunch of questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. You guys asked me questions about myself, what would I do, and questions that you just want to know because y'all nosy. Y'all nosy. Y'all just say y'all nosy and then we can move on. So let's hop right in. The first question I got was, would you do style videos and using what's in your closet? So when I originally started my channel, it was really just about interviews and documentaries and important topics that I still very much care about. But I've fallen in love as I've aged with fashion. To answer your question, yes, I'm gonna start doing hauls on my channel, but I wanna start doing hauls like catered to women my size. I'm not no small itty bitty, as you guys can tell, so I wanna make sure that as I'm talking about the clothes I got or I bought for my haul, I'm also talking fabric, I'm also talking stretch. Like, let's say I buy something from Fashion Nova. Like, I buy stuff from Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, Misguided, Opali, all that stuff, like pretty often. So by now I'm pretty good with material and sizing. With PLT, there's some tops that have a certain type of fabric that I know to get a size 10, whereas with Fashion Nova I know to get like an extra large or a large, like based on fabric and like how the shirt could be made. Another way I wanted to incorporate style on my channel was to talk about fast fashion. I'm doing a documentary on fast fashion and how it affects the people who are making the clothes in these third world countries. A lot of products also have, like, I don't know if you guys ever seen Fashion Nova. They'll have this like thingy attached to like sunglasses and talk about how, oh, this may have particles that are attached to cancer, right? And so I definitely want to incorporate fashion into my channel. Leading into my next question, someone asked me, outside of YouTube, what are you up to? Besides working for the white man, besides working my butt off, I am actually launching a shoe company. So if you follow me on Instagram, you see that I've been posting shoes more on my stories. I have a highlight dedicated to heels and shoes, and I'm actually starting a heel brand. The process, I think nobody can talk about. There's nothing there's no preparation that can get you for starting this a shoe brand or a heel brand. I think it was just something that I always wanted to do, or I was always interested in, but I never thought I could actually do. You know what I'm saying? So like literally, like I would look at heels and be like, oh, that looks good, I wish I could design a heel, blah blah blah. And then one day during the pandemic I was like, why don't I make a heel? Besides working, that's honestly the only thing that I'm up to. My birthday is coming up, so you already know. Let it go! Let it go! I am ready for my birthday. All my friends, I'm taking 18 of my friends, and we are going to Florida. We're not going to Miami, we're going to Orlando. I wanted to go to like Cancun or something, but you know, not everybody has a passport. And Florida was the only thing that was kind of open for us. I wanted to go to Cali, because I've never been to Cali, and I was like, that's a vibe, you know, Whiz Kid vibe. I'm just singing, dancing, enjoying life. But then I was like, you know what, Cali's not even open, so we're gonna waste our time anyway. So then we decided to just go to Florida, Orlando, Florida. So I'm taking 18 of my friends, boys and girls, and that trip gonna be lit. Like, we got a yacht, we got a yacht, we got a party bus, we have a personal chef. Like, we are about to enjoy ourselves. So that's something that I've been planning. I'm just really living, y'all. Sis, I'm really just living. Like, I'm really just living. I'm not really up to much. Like, I'm busy, but I'm not busy. I'm a person of many hats. So like, one day I could be recording on YouTube, and then the next day I'm over here nannying, and then the next day I'm writing some article and researching, or the next day I'm like, you know, so it's really just like, my life is really just like wherever and everywhere. I really be chilling. Like, my life is busy but not busy. You make time for who you want to be honest. So don't let anybody ever tell you that they don't have enough time, okay? So the next question I got is, what are your dreams and aspirations? So as of current, my dreams, like, I want to live good. Like, I don't want to be 40 or 35 or 50 and literally like I'm unhappy, or I don't see myself, you know, working a 50-hour week or a 40-hour week. And originally, like, my dream for myself was to be this person that was a broadcast journalist, and it still very much is, but I've kind of, like, I guess, switch that dream a little bit. So originally my dream was to be someone on the news, and I'll be just talking about news stuff, like, you know, fires, crime, robbery, weather, not weather, because you have to be a meteorologist to be in weather. People just think people in news all do the same thing. And as time went on, I realized that I don't really want to be in news. I think with news, like, there's just so much that you're limited with news. Like, it depends. Like, if I'm on ABC, I won't get to talk about the things that I want to talk about unless I have a small segment within the production of, like, the 8:45 show. Or if I am in, like, Fox, I can be debating about politics or stuff like that. And I came to a realization that I don't want to talk about things that I don't want to talk about. Of course, you know, you have to play the game, you have to get your foot in, so you have to work jobs that, you know, you're not interested in working, but you still have to very much do, because you just can't wake up and be like, okay, I'm gonna make 500K talking about the things I want to talk about. You have to definitely build your portfolio. There was this one internship I had, and it was for MPTV, which is Maryland Public Television. I would look at film that was already taken, and then I would look at the B-roll, look at timestamps, look at SCATs, look at lining the videos, making sure they're aligned, making sure the editing is A1, putting voiceovers or VOTs. It was just so much, and I was like, do I really want to do this? I think during the pandemic, I kind of discovered myself more. And, you know, before the pandemic, I was so occupied with just, like, you know, just being in a state where I was always busy, so I never really had time to know myself. And I think with the pandemic, like, I have got to know myself, girl, and I just don't know if the stuff that I was interested in before is what I'm interested in now. Of course, I still love journalism, like, I love broadcast journalism, but me very much so, I would love to be talking about, you know, the famine in, like, Hungary versus, like, Donald Trump and Biden going back and forth. So I have to work certain jobs, and I have to talk about certain things, and really focus in on building my own brand so that I can have the opportunity to talk about and go to places that I want people to see. To answer your question, but to be established and to build my brand, and also now, like I said before, to have my own designer shoe line. What is one of your biggest challenges communicating with parents? Oh my gosh. Now, if you don't know, I have foreign parents. I have Nigerian parents. And Nigerian parents, hey, the thing about my parents, right, is I have parents who are your typical Nigerian parents, but aren't. A lot of people in college would ask me, oh, how are you able to do broadcast journalism? How didn't your parents push you towards STEM? So I have a mom who's a nurse. She's a nurse practitioner. Then I have a dad who was a pastor. So surprisingly, they always believed in me doing what I wanted to do, but that came with a limit. So I was able to be a broadcast journalist or go into communications without them saying anything, because they were educated enough to understand that news and media brings a lot of money, if not more than regular STEM jobs. Because my parents were very educated, my mom came here when she was like, my mom came here when she was 8. My dad has been here since he was 25. But my parents are pretty educated, and they kind of were used to, like, they knew more than just like the average you know, Nigerian parent who thinks just engineering and nursing and being a lawyer can get you money. And they understood that there's so many other jobs. So when I kind of set them down and told them that this is what I wanted to do, they understood that's what she wanted to do. Now, in terms of communicating with my parents, it is very hard because they're in a different generation. I think a lot of us really do bash our parents and our future generations for not thinking the way we do now. And I'm not saying that they can't shift their mindset, but they really grew up in a different time. So a lot of their ideals is really ingrained. And I think the troubles that I have sometimes with communicating with them is just to understand, like to really just relax and chill and understand that I know what I'm doing. You know, just really having her understand that I'm good, like I know what to do, like I don't always need help. But for a long time I did kind of resent them because I felt like since the age of 18 or was it 17, I was just on my own. Literally since I left for college, like I have literally been on my own in terms of like even the prepping to go to college, like, you know, buying the stuff in the dorm. Like I've been on my own, and it's not even like my parents don't come from money or, you know, I think they were just so stuck on me tasting the real world that I've been so, now I'm so used to like being alone. Like now I'm so used to getting it on my own to the point where they're just like, hey, don't forget you have family, you know? And it is hard communicating with them because I've just felt alone for a long time from my like family. I think the community that I've built from college and people around that area have kind of, you know, like those are the people that I rely on, like the people I met in college, the friends that I've made, the aunties that I've met, uncles that I've met, like they've become my family. So my first family just feels so detached. And it's hard for me to sometimes slip into that, you know, oh, I'm here every day. I'm here at my dad's house, my parents' house every day, chilling, you know. It's hard for me to do that because I felt like I really detached myself. Really talking to them for prolonged periods of time is hard because I've really just detached myself. So one thing that I'm working on in terms of my family is really, really learning to forgive and really, really learning to, you know, just build that relationship that we had, because growing up we were all close. It was the four of us, you know, regardless of like half siblings or whatever, but in that house it was four of us and we were just so close. And then and then my mom traveled to Texas to do her nursing because she's a travel nurse. And then, you know, I was just me, my dad, and my brother. And after college, or when college happened, I didn't get sent off properly. I didn't get the whole glitz and glam of shopping for a dorm and all that. I really just didn't get that because everyone was so busy in the house, and all these things have made me detached from my family, and just growing up on my own has made me so detached. I know a lot of us have, you know, relationships with our parents where they don't even know us. Like they really don't know their child because for so long they had to keep things outside the house and act like a completely different person when they got inside the house. And I think, you know, I've grown. I am so to answer your question, like the biggest challenges I have with communicating with them is just communicating who I am to them. Another question I got was, you have a boyfriend now. How did that happen, and where do you see you guys going? So you guys know I'm very private. But so my boyfriend and I met October 2019. It was like the weekend of Nigerian Independence Day. And the funny thing is, I always saw my boyfriend around. Like I always would see him. Like we never talked before, but I would always see him around. And it's just weird because so that day we were all going to, I think like Decades or something like that, and we went for Nigerian Independence Day to celebrate Nigerian Independence Day. It was me and two other of my friends, and he was with the friends that I know. He's friends with the guy friends that I'm friends with. So I think what happened was me and my friends were walking into Decades and they're just standing there. So we're daddy logging, and I saw him before I even walked up. Girls, you know we do this. Before I even walked up to him, literally, like, I was like, this boy, he's gonna get my number by the end of this night. He will get my number. He will get my number. So I greeted the friends around him, which are the friends that I know, and like I just, you know, was like, hey, how are you? You know, just acting like, you know, I know you see me, but you gonna get my number at the end of the night, you know? I said hey to him, and we went upstairs, and I was like, yeah, I already logged this boy. He's gonna ask for my number. I already knew, like, he already asked. As you can see, he asked. All upstairs, he's with his crew, I'm with my crew, and we're just, you know, everybody's just having a good time. And then I think his friends were doing a thing where they pour champagne. I don't know. He says that he just wanted to walk away from the champagne, but you know, y'all know, y'all know what he was trying to do. He trying to get closer. he comes closer to me and he just like literally standing right by me. You know, we all had already said hi earlier. So then I was like, I went up to him and I was like, what's your name? And then he was like, he said his name and I walked away after that. That is how you catch them. Ask them for their name and then walk away. So I knew he was so caught off guard because I didn't say hi. I didn't continue the conversation. I think I was just like, oh, okay. And then I walked away. Then after, when the whole day party ended, he came over to me. He was like, what did he say? He said, oh, what's your Instagram? He was like, hey, what's up? Can you put your Instagram in my phone? Long story short, he doesn't live around me, so we're in a long distance relationship. So we would talk every day, and then he finally came and we had like our first date and all that. Long story short, we are here now. And to answer your question of where do I see us going, so I don't really get in anything for nothing. Right now, I am not ready for marriage. I'm about to turn 25 and I am nowhere ready. But I don't know why. It's just, you know, I'm not scared of marriage, but you know, that's a commitment that I know I have to be in a certain place for. So of course I would love for it to lead down there, but you know, I just know that we are good. We are good right now. And then y'all see in the future, who knows? Cause you know, my boo was really burner boy, but you know, my boyfriend came and like knocked that out. So you know, it's chill. Another question that person asked was, if he cheated, what you doing? If he cheated, what am I doing? If my boyfriend cheats on me, if anybody cheats on me, I want you to know that I am not the girl who's going to slash your tires. I am the girl who will get a recording of you guys at the park. If you're cheating with me, you taking her to dinner, I will get somebody that will record you too. I'm gonna tell you that I want to do Friday night. Let's watch movies and let's chill. We'll be watching the movie, yo. And I said, let me put on this one movie I want to watch. It's like my fave movie. And I'm putting on the movie of you and the girl eating. And I'll tell you, you have 5 seconds to get out of my house. As you're walking out of my house, I have 2 men that's ready to beat you. That's the type of girl that I am. So please, please don't be bringing that type of question to me. Cause I'm not the type that would be doing that, you know. But I just feel like infidelity and cheating is just so detrimental in a relationship. Like, I tell my partner whenever I have a partner that, like, if you want to step out and if you feel like you're unhappy, please tell me. Don't be greedy and don't be selfish where you're with me and you want something else or you want to take a break. Like, tell me, communicate with me. Communication is so important because I feel like once infidelity comes into play, especially because you're not my husband yet, you know, I gotta check up the deuces.
I know you mad, but so what? I wish you best of luck. Now I'm finna throw them deuces up.
Another question I got was, how do I tell my guy friend that I don't want him to be a friend anymore? I think I've been in this situation like a couple, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So me personally, Sha, I'm not even the type that would be like, hey, I'm in love with you. Let's see what we can do. Like, I'm the type that I read signs. So I guess really just look at the relationship that you're in with the person or the guy friend that you have, and like, you can read between the lines a little bit. You can tell when someone is like, look, we are just friends. Like, if you even touch me, I might crack your finger. And then you can tell if you guys like flirt a little bit, or maybe if you guys have been friends for like 5 years or something, right? And then one day you wake up and you in love with the man. I just say, like, maybe like, you know, try throwing out some bait a little bit and see if he catches it. Pay attention to how he talks. Like, if you guys have a well relationship, you should be able to tell like the type of woman that he would want and see if that's like aligned with who you are. How did I accept my body and not fall into the trend of BBLs? So you see, as I'm talking to you, yesterday I was looking at BBLs though. I was looking at BBLs yesterday. It was yesterday that I was looking. I'm not even gonna front or lie to you guys that I'm someone who has accepted my body and how my curves look, and I don't be looking at Jada because I love it. Is like the extremeness of how hard it is to not get this BBL or get plastic surgery. But I gave myself some time. Like, I'm like, okay, if I'm at the gym, because I'm gymming right now and I'm eating right, if I do this up until a certain time and like nothing gives, because you know my health is also what I care about, so if I work out for this so months and I don't see anything, I'm gonna be on somebody's table, you feel me? How I learned to embrace is just really having a good support system. I think the people around you really do matter in terms of like how they do, you know, just make you feel good. And it also really has to come from within, because sometimes when people is telling you something, you don't believe it. And you also can't rely on people to really just push you to like yourself. So I think just really getting comfortable in your skin, finding clothes that really do accentuate who or like what you look like. Don't try and squeeze yourself in something that doesn't look good, or thinking that it will work and then it comes and then you're just like, oh my gosh, I hate how I look so fat, whatever. Alrighty, that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to be here for the next banger. I love you guys so much. I'll make sure and you make sure that I see you guys in the next one. Bye y'all.